Welcome back to FWG, Falling with Galactus. So, today, it's 2020, we're in lockdown, and as a Brit, you either make dough or you garden. Can't garden, it's the middle of winter now, so we're going to make pizza. But, you know, pizza's too easy, so we've got to put a little flip on it. It's going to be vegan.
Wait, what? Vegan?
Yeah, man.
I didn't sign up for this.
Trust me, in this year, vegan alternatives are rife. Absolutely rife. You won't even know. Won't even know, mate.
You didn't tell me any of this.
It's fine. It's fine.
It's not.
Anyway, let's get on with it.
It's not.
I've been conned. First things first, we need to weigh out 400 grams of white flour. If I can figure out how to turn these on. Oh, hello.
Hello.
I'm good, how are you? Pizza, mate. Pizza. Alright, 400 grams. Oh, a little bit over. Doesn't matter too much. Yeast. If I remember correctly, you want the yeast to be separate from the baking powder. Wait, there's no baking powder in this, is there? No. Oh, it's from the salt even. From the salt, not the baking powder. Something about killing the yeast. Do that. Little bit of olive oil. Not too much. And it's just a case of adding the water. How much water, Chris?
225.
225. Already pre-weighed. And this is the bit I don't really like. I'm actually going to do a small coating of olive oil on my hands just to stop it from sticking a little bit. Huh? The what? Just that'll do. Yeah.
Pizza can be sweet or sour and savoury.
Sweet and savoury. Alright, and then we're just going to knead this until we've picked up all the remnants. You might have to add a little bit more water or flour depending on your mix. I think we are fairly fine. If anything, it's better not to because you don't want it to...
Have you done this before?
I have done it before, yeah. Look at me, don't get a body like this without making a pizza or two. Admittedly, I've never made vegan pizza, so this is a first. Alright, so you probably have to knead this for about 5-10 minutes, or until it kind of gets a bit of a shiny gleam to it. You can add a little bit of olive oil as well to pick up the extra little bits. That's what I tend to do. But other than that, that's about it for the dough.
This is oddly interesting. I don't know why.
Yeah, you need it to break up the glutens, so it allows it to rise more.
Oh, okay.
The old glutens, you know, making the bond and because whilst you're kneading it, you're kind of adding layers, like you know, like Shrek and his ogre. An onion has many layers. That was a really terrible Scottish accent. Please no hate. Sorry, Lewis. I think that's basically. So there's the dough there. We'll leave that. Boop. Leave that to rest now for about 5 minutes, half an hour whilst we make the sauce. Then from there we just pizza it really. Pizza it, baby. Alright, so whilst the dough's resting, we're going to start on the sauce. So we've got a little bit of fresh oregano. I do have some fresh basil as well. But I've also got the dry stuff just for the sauce, and then I was going to maybe lay a leaf or two on top, you know, just to spruce it up, or al dente, al dente. Like you can always buy a store-bought sauce, but sauce is one of those things. It's so simple to make. It takes like 20 minutes of your time. You've got to wait for the dough to rise anyway. Let those glutamines do their things. So you may as well make the sauce whilst you're at it. All right, so we're just going to cut these little bits of oregano, fine as we can. Doesn't matter too much. It is, you know, just for flavour. So oregano's chopped, dough's done. Time to make some pizza sauce. Mamma mia!
Mamma mia!
Alright. There we go, that will do. So you don't have to use this much, but we're just kind of going to use it all. So we've got some tomatoes, fresh tin tomatoes. You kind of want to get the as little salt as you can in them, to be honest. I went for some cherry tomatoes because I quite like cherry tomatoes. You've got to make sure you break them down for the good old sauce boss. Basically, you cook the sauce for as long as you can, because obviously the more you cook the sauce, the more it reduces down, the thicker it gets, and the more tangy the sauce you'll have. Oh, you don't need that, trust me.
Well, just for my liking, please.
So Chris wants to mash them. Don't really need to. Like with the heat, they just break down anyway. So then after that, you want to add the passata in as well.
Oh yeah.
Then a tablespoon of tomato puree.
So tomato with a bit more tomato.
A bit more tomato on your tomato on your tomato. The sauce is boiling. Just, you know, make sure we got the correct seasoning. Don't want to burn my mouth. Nice.
Nice.
I've been designated cheese grater. That's my job for the day. A bit like someone buttering a tin in the last episode. So Kieran's made a mistake. He's managed to get mozzarella slices. So we'll be using those.
It's fine, we can just break them up.
Break them up and use them. But he did grab one that intrigues me, because I love Applewood smoked cheese, and lo and behold, he bought Applewood vegan cheese. So this is going to be very interesting. Actually, I'm intrigued to see what it tastes like. Although from my first impression so far, I feel like I'm just handling plastic.
Hand on heart though, that is honestly one of the cheeses that makes me think I could actually be vegan.
It smells nice though. Granted that. It smells like Applewood smoked cheese. Grating some cheese, grating some cheese.
Oh my, we are grating some cheese.
So we're going to cut up the fake mozzarella slices.
Kind of look like just like a cheap American cheese, doesn't it?
No.
This is the dough. It's risen a little bit. You don't need it to rise too much because we're just going to push a little bit of the air back out anyway and flatten it out. And the best thing is just to kind of roll it around so it doesn't stick too much to the sides. And if you've got it enough, you should be able to roll it out and it won't actually stick to the table. Worst case, I would say use a little bit of olive oil. You probably don't want too much more flour, because obviously the more you add, the stodgier it will be. But other than that, also, whilst you're doing it as well, remember to keep moving it. You can also use your hands as well to start stretching it out. And the final method is probably not going to go too well, so you just spin it. But yeah, it's got a hole in the dough now, but that's all right, we'll patch that up. But this dough's done. I just wanted to flip it, to be honest. You've got to pick it up and transport it to wherever you need it. But if your base is too big, that's all right. Worst problems to have. But we're just going to make stuffed crust with ours. Maybe cut a bit off actually. Quite big. Like truth be told, the dough we're making is probably, you could probably make 2 pizzas out of. 2 pizzas, I would say. Trying to get it all in. This is going to be our downfall. Presentation has never been our strong point, has it, Chris?
Nope, not one bit.
No, it's probably not going to start today. So we're just going to cut these up and then stuff that crust, huh? Stuff it real good. Step is, let's fold it over, tuck it in, get that cheesy goodness locked inside, or vegan-y goodness, the cheesiness, the cheesy. Done. As you can see there, it's a little bit thick. Some places are better than others, and that will probably get thicker as it rises. But it is filled with cheese, or the cheese.
That's not going to catch on.
No. So next thing's next. We'll add the sauce on. Like I said, we probably did a bit too much sauce. But the good thing is a sauce like this, you can actually use it for other things. So if you wanted to make like a pasta, some nice little tomato sauce, or meatball mero or meatless ball, in my circumstance. You don't want to use too much sauce, but at the same time you do want it to be quite saucy. You know, the sauce is the flavour at the end of the day, as they say. Basil, like obviously if you don't like, you can always take it off. You don't even need to do it, but I feel it just adds that little bit of extra. These are quite big leaves, so I'll put four. Value, every little helps, as they say. Pizza's ready. So what we're going to do, we'll whack this in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes. Gauge it. You know, might need less, might need more. You just want the bread, you want the crust to be a nice golden brown, you want the cheese to melt. Mwah! The pizza is done, I think.
Well, it smells done.
Alright. So now here's the defining moment. Oh, right. It looks alright though, doesn't it? Alright, so we're going to transport this over to that. Voila. And that dough is so thick. Hot! Right. You wouldn't believe me, but that is very hot. Just double checking. The pizza has cooled, so we're going to carry on cutting this now with our really thick crust, but what can you do? It is nice. It does look. You wouldn't believe, like, if you didn't know, you wouldn't really know it was... Oh. I almost lost it there. Chris would have been happy. So, the pizza is done. And if you didn't know any better, you would have thought that was normal cheese, really. Like, the crust is a little bit big, but for the most part, the pizza is pizza. So I guess all that's left to do is give it a try.
So I will say one thing: the cheese does look like cheese.
It does look like cheese, yeah.
I'll grant you that one.
So pick your slice.
Pick your poison.
Ooh, you got that pizza paw as well, and dink it.
Dink it.
Whoop. What do you think?
Oh God, no.
To me, that tastes good. Like it's the cheese is a slightly different consistency to what a normal cheese would be.
Yeah, that's the consistency I don't like.
But the flavour is there. Like you got the nice sauce, nice layer of sauce. The cheese, the applewood comes through a little bit. The I quite like the basil on it, but obviously you don't like basil either. The crust, so let's try our stuffed crust. Excuse me, bread. That's just bread. Not bread.
I'm gonna be honest. There's no flavour to the cheese and the crust.
Yeah, the vegan
mozzarella one.
The
is
vegan
definitely-
mozzarella is very bland, flavourless.
That's very.
Like, if it wasn't, I think the applewood cheese is what saves it. Like, if I'm completely honest.
Well, I'm gonna try the cheese again.
Yeah.
Hope so. No.
Not for you.
No.
Not for you. So overall, I would say that for me personally, I would say that was a winner. The cheese was good. The crust was a little bit too thick. Like the mozzarella itself had no flavour. No flavour really to it. It was quite bland. The apple would definitely carry it through. The little bit of basil on top. Oh yeah, I'd do that again. The sauce profiles were decent. That's probably another saving grace on it. Not burnt, so can't really complain in that manner. But-
I'm going to give you my opinions now.
Yeah.
Right. So Applewood cheese and the mozzarella cheese, no go for me. It's purely because of the texture and consistency.
Yeah, that's one thing with vegan cheese they got to work on. Really, is the consistency. It's the not consistency, but the texture.
Yeah. The mozzarella one is, I don't know why anyone would buy that. It's got no flavour at all. But I will go say your tomato sauce. I'm actually a big fan. I don't normally like tomato sauce.
At least the bit I actually made, but that came out well.
And the dough itself is. I quite happy to eat the dough.
Yeah. So when we do our bread episode, it should be good because realistically, pizza dough is bread dough and vice versa. But that's been our episode this week. If you did like the video, please remember to like and subscribe. Until then, see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
Doo-doo-doo-doo.
I've got bad news for you.
What?
I've got Pizza Hut on the way.
Pizza Hut?
Pizza Hut.
Oh, don't worry, mate. I'll finish this.
You guys thought I was joking, I really wasn't. Oh, that's a real pizza.
Let us know in the comments below what you think is the real pizza.